In this video, we're going to talk about the Violator versus Lucifer, and in a way, this is the most epic battle in Spawn, because it's not only a brutal physical battle, it is also a battle of wits and smarts. You'll see what I mean when we get into this issue. But alrighty then, this is a comic book review of The Violator, issue number 5, brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. So previously in The Violator, he continues on that we witness the Violator taking over Rasputin's body and made him the legend that he was always meant to be, and his story is just getting started as we go into this Violator series. We only got 2 issues left, this one and the 6th and final issue when that comes out. So we begin this issue with this guy named Max Violator, and it's in Germany, and Violator in German means injured, so that's a Violator in form, because you could tell by the shadow on the door that that's a Violator taking over his body, and he's happy to greet us, happy to show us what's going to go down tonight. And tonight is going to be a special night for a special guest. Now come here and we're going to be in for a heck of a ride. So we go through the door and we're in Berlin, October 1938. Welcome to Club Absinthe. And then you know it's just all this debauchery going on. And I don't know if I could even show some of this stuff on YouTube. So if I got to zoom in and blur some of this stuff out, forgive your boy, because there is some definitely sus and stuff that I can't show on YouTube if I want to stay monetized on this channel. Alright, so Violator tells us from the POV, now kindly follow me, step over these people, alright, this way, I can smell your fear. The room gets darker, and now we see this bright red door that he's about to open. And when he opens that door, he's like, don't be surprised, like you say, it's just some dark supply room, right? But this one is only one leg of your journey, so put on this blindfold, because the next part you'll see it's gonna be a shocker, if you will. And when it's the Violator, you know he likes to play with words, alright? So he tells this guy from the RPOV, okay, we're almost there. At last, open your eyes. And as these things come in kind of blurry, we see what unfolds. And it is a surprise nonetheless of these German Nazis decapitated. And this German Nazi speaks in German, and he's talking about, my God, that's what he's saying in German, as he is shocked and terrified by what he sees. And the Violator off panel is like, no, not God, I'm afraid, just little old me, Violator. So Violator goes into his monologue like, when they lower their defenses to a stranger, put on this blindfold, and they follow me into a dark room. Well, these Nazis are not the brightest people in his perspective, so he's gonna do Violator things to these people that just got violated right now. So Violator goes on, torments him some more, like, I don't know, like, I'm just gonna do Violator things right now because I can. And so Violator wants to play with his food, so to speak, like Pennywise it, play with his food, fear him up, season him up before he devours him, if you will. And Violator jokes with him like, I've never been good at hanging up my clothes. And did you and your friends think you could steal from me? And the guy utters for words, and Violator's like, hush, that was rhetorical. You come to my club to what? Rob me? Me? Plays with his food some more and just grazes his eyes, scratches him up, marks him up before he does the final act. And his final act is rip out his heart like a Mortal Kombat fatality that only Violator can do. And maybe he might be the originator of that. He might just be. He's the Violator. What are we gonna do? So he takes his heart and he jokes like, oh, I didn't know you Nazis have hearts. Maybe small ones, but you guys have hearts. But either way, it's been a while since I had authentic German. Yum. Eats his heart and opens up this fiery furnace right now. Disintegrates the brother. And we get a voice from off panel, and Violator recognizes that someone's off panel, and it's Lucifer, the Morning Star, originally from Violator issue number 1. And Lucifer in his human form is like, as charming as ever, boss. And Violator's like, careful, don't be calling me by my original name. It's Violator now. And you could tell by his eyes. And Lucifer is like, yes, Violator. It is direct, but it lacks nuance. What do you want, Morningstar, says the Violator. Must I always gotta be here for something? Yes, you do. Spit it out. You know it's Lucifer. You gotta be careful because he's always coming in with the hidden agenda, and he's gonna be sneaky about it. And keep in mind, he tells him, well, you know me all too well, old friend. I do have something to ask. Actually, more of a position. Work for me. And Lucifer continues, you can't prefer it up here, can you? He reaches into the furnace and is like, humans are so literal. And he takes the head of the Nazi that the Violator had his fun with. And Violator's like, what? That's it? And Lucifer is like, what's so amusing? And he laughs hysterically, like, seriously? That's your sales pitch? Lucifer, you have a better chance convincing this Nazi to work for you than you do with me. So thanks for thinking of me though. It's sweet, but now it has some debauchery to attend to. And Lucifer gets pissed because he doesn't like to get ignored. And you could tell right here that he's like, I don't want to be ignored. You can't ignore me. I am the morning star. And Violator's like, yeah, and I am leaving. And he stomps his foot to the ground, summoning all the flames, all this heat, and Violator's not even fazed by it. Like, what did you really expect? Did you think maybe this time that I'll say yes after all the freaking times you asked me before? I am loyal only to me. And Lucifer is like, you flippant, arrogant fool. Your time amongst the creator's pets has made you what, says the Violator? Self-sufficient? Why, yes it has. Goodbye, Lucifer, says the Violator. Next time, let me know you're coming so I will remember not to be here. Lucifer does not like to be spoken that way. He will not be ignored. He's like, I am a god, and he turns himself into his true form. I am the Antichrist, and unleashes this fury of flame on Lucifer in his human form, or at least the human skin that he's wearing right now. And even though Violator is immortal, you know that's gonna burn the skin right off of that uniform right there. So Violator is like, call yourself whatever you want. But my answer is still no. And you being someone that won't take no for an answer, he transforms into the Violator and he tells Lucifer, please tell me you won't take no for an answer, because I'm ready for that smoke. Literally and figuratively, pun intended. And he tells him, I have a millennia worth of hate I've been saving for this moment. Says that Lucifer, yes, hate is good. Feel it, savor it. Now let's get to it. Let's get ready to rumble. So Violator draws first blood, and Lucifer knows that, and he tells him, look, it's my turn. They go at it, but Violator gets the upper hand, like, look, bruh, your bark is worse than your bite, Lucifer. You manipulate, you plot, you observe, but this is a fight. Actually, now that I think of it, getting your hands dirty is something new for you, isn't it? I've been doing this for centuries, bro, getting my hands dirty, and I love it a little too much, Violator style. And Lucifer, knowing dang well Violator don't like to be called by his original name, Bazio, he's like, alright, perhaps you might be right, Bazio, so I suggest we take this elsewhere. He snaps his finger, and now they start transforming, or transporting, correct me because I was wrong, transporting into another direction. And Violator's like, your parlor tricks don't work on me, Lucifer. You are nothing but a sad, angry, desperate child seeking for his father's approval that's never coming. Well, when you put it that way with Lucifer, if you know the story of Lucifer, I mean, pretty much pride was his downfall because he wanted to be higher than the God, the creator himself. So now Violator is mocking him, and he's enjoying every minute of it. As he falls and falls, he lands into a pile of bones. And Lucifer's like, look, it doesn't have to be this way, old colleague. We share so much history. You notice how he changed his tone to old colleague when just a few panels back it was old friend? Like I said, you gotta be careful with Lucifer, he's a tricky one. So he tells Violator, I'm trying to learn from that history and better my subjects and better myself. So my friends, calm down, says Violator. And the Violator's like, what, you give me that calm down friend talk? You cannot simply entrance me with your will. And Lucifer's like, well, I have before. Now, if we're done with the foolishness, can you please continue? You gonna come with me or what? I mean, you can stay here and kind of loathe yourself in all the bones of the damned for all eternity with your thoughts as your companions, or you could follow me and learn something. And Violator's like, ugh, I hate this guy. He's got me where he knows he wants me, so I'm gonna have to follow him. So as they walk down this stairway to the the 9 spheres of hell. Sorry, I was gonna say 8, but those are the 9 spheres of hell right there. Each sphere has its own level. In Spawn issue 8, I believe, Malboja is the ruler of the 8th sphere. So each sphere has a meaning to something. So Lucifer gives his little breakdown of what these spheres are, and he tells him things have changed greatly since the beginning of time, since Violator issue number 1. When we broke from the creator's servitude, he knew that our relationship was irrevocably broken. He created us to serve at his feet, not question his choices, and to blindly worship him and every action he made. This is Lucifer's way of masking his own pride. But some of us wanted more respect and appreciation and responsibility. And as you were witness to, he wanted pets, not compatriots, you know? After the war in heaven, the Violator issue number 1, that's where it takes place, the creator changed things up. He gave the humans free will, but told them they were born in his debt, born with sin. And Lucifer's like, that's very smart of him, but keep in mind, Lucifer contorts his words because sin was introduced in Genesis when the serpent, disguised as Satan, convinced Eve to take a bite of the fruit, to take a bite of the tree, the knowledge of good and evil, which introduced sin, but God gave us a way out. But Lucifer ain't gonna tell us that. And then Lucifer continues his dialogue. How much free will did we really have? How much free will did the humans really have? The creator was so fetish in their punishment and guilt and utter devotion that when humans failed or rebelled or did not believe in him, he cast them out in here. The ecstasy for pain. The humans manifested a place for their eternal damnation, a place we know as hell. So now he goes into it. And this part of hell I cannot even go into because it is the first sphere of hell. It is the lust sphere. The creator is casting people in this lust sphere. It's because in this part, Violator asks, why are you showing me this? Like, this circle looks fun. Have you ever tried human copulation? And Lucifer is like, yeah, welcome to lust. The smartest twist the creator has made. Humans have the deep need to reproduce. More fodder for the creator. They find pleasure in the act, so the creator told them they can only mate for reproduction. Keep in mind, he wants us to be married when we mate too. Simply by doing it is a terrible sin if you do it outside the confines of marriage. And that made the humans create all manner of perversion and manipulation because, yes, God wants us to create and to fornicate, to produce and multiply and be fruitful. But people just looked at this like, we want this for the pleasure, And then we show humans and demons doing things that I can't even show on this channel right now. So Violator asks him, so eternity having carnal pleasures, how is that a punishment? And Lucifer tells him it is when each time they do it, the pleasure is less and less. Like users of opium, they are chasing a joy they will never feel again. And Violator's like, that is not a very definition of life. Life is kind of like diminishing returns, but you must hand it to the creator. It is deliriously nasty to let humans experience such pleasure and then punish them for doing that. And then Violator realizes something. You and the creator kind of have something in common. But one thing they're not saying is that God has a covenant and a way to do things to keep things holy, to keep things within the covenant. But Lucifer is going to twist and contort that, and Violator is kind of just feeding into that. So now Violator is like, where are we now in this sphere? I might have warned you about gluttony. Humans have a unique talent to find something they enjoy and consume every bit of it until it is gone. Or, well, they get fattened up just like that. So we go through the lust sphere, we go through the gluttony sphere, and then this sphere of hell is the greed sphere. And Violator and Lucifer going into that part. And in this sphere of hell, the greed sphere, Lucifer explains that the human's appetite goes far beyond than just sustenance, gold, jewels, and money. They desire, hold on to it, but never seem to enjoy it. This is the circle of greed. The creator chose these weak, foolish pets over us again. And when they disobey his arbitrary rules and commandments, he sends them here, abandons them to eternal torment. And this is the sphere of greed. And as they're walking down the steps, Lucifer is like, you see Bazio? And you can see Violator like, don't call me Bazio. Why are you messing with me like that? And he growls. He's like, forget it. Sorry, I mean Violator. I once was enraged appropriate since we are in the circle of anger, that the creator would dump his human detritus here into my home. But then I discovered the joy of tormenting his pets, making them wonder why the creator has forsaken them, why he is always changing the rules and making it impossible for them to win. And then he takes him to another sphere of hell. And this is a heretic sphere. This is where I guess people go when they blaspheme God, when they disobey, when they just clearly do not believe something religious when it's clearly right in front of their face. So they get punished. And Lucifer's like, this is it right here. Rules are rules. This is a place of suffering. So suffer they must. And Lucifer's like, yeah, it's only fair. So Violator's like, look, man, your logic is giving me an aneurysm and you're wasting my time. What is the point of all this little travel log? Should I be awed by your genius? Tell me what I need to say to get you away from me. And Lucifer is like, look, let me preach, bro. Let me try to convince you. And for an immortal, you truly lack patience. All will soon be revealed, all right? Come, we are entering a realm I think you enjoy particularly the best. The violence realm. The only thing humans love more than self-flagellation is killing another human. Quite the design flaw if you ask me. We're supposed to reproduce, but yet we enjoy killing each other? And as they're walking through this sphere, Lucifer is like, do you not wonder why the creator did not fix this problem? And Violator is like, nope, not even for a second. In fact, I enjoy watching them destroy one another almost as much as I enjoy destroying them. And Lucifer is like, great, exactly what I wanted to hear. So Violator is like, okay, you took me through these other realms, but you haven't shown me the last realms. I mean, we didn't finish, bro. Why are we stopping here? So Lucifer is like the 8th and 9th circles are fraud and treachery, are a bit redundant and entirely uninteresting. Well, if the 8th circle is fraud, kind of what Maboja did to Al Simmons when he convinced him to be the Hellspawn when Al Simmons wanted to see his wife Wanda after his death, but then again, that might be a little bit of a reach. So Lucifer is like, you see this little piece of coin? This one of the 30 pieces of silver that Judas was paid to sell out Jesus Christ. And Violator is like, I never took you for a collector of anything but souls, but this isn't a trinket, this is a boatman's fee. And Violator is like, okay, you really are just throwing all kind of human religions into a pot and mixing them. Kind of a callback to what Lucifer is. Everything that you believe that the word says, he's going to mix it all up to suit his benefit and contort it. And it's in the Bible that you should not add or subtract from the word of God. Lucifer will do that to his benefit. So they pay the coin, they get safe passage, and Violator is like, okay, I must admit that watching humans suffer and die over and over for eternity does have a certain attractiveness. Good, I hope it would, said Lucifer. You are seeing the potential heroine. Hell offers great opportunities to those who know what they want. And Violator's like, okay, and what is it that you want? And Lucifer tells him flat out, I need a second in command, someone I can trust. I need you, Basil. If he really wanted to convince Violator to be his second in command, he would have called him the Violator just out of endearment, but because he called him Basil, it's almost like a slight underhand. So Violator is like, you do? Is there dissent amongst your ranks? Okay, that's pretty ironic. Calling back to, hey, there was dissent in God's ranks with you because you were meant to be his greatest or whatnot, and now there's dissent in your rank. It's funny how the cookie crumbles. And Lucifer is like, think of it, with you as my general, I could quell any uprising and I could whip an army into shape to lead a final assault on he who expelled us. It will be glorious and you will bear witness. It's also in the book of Revelation that we will bear witness. God prophesies that. And when that does happen, Lucifer, you will lose. So Violator's like, as much as seeing you grovel is quite erotic, my answer remains as it always will. Here you go, right there. Take that and put it in your pipe and smoke it. And Lucifer is like, after all the chances I've given you, if you will not serve under me, then let's see if an immortal can die. And Violator's like, okay, this is interesting. Who is this petulant child now? I will tear you apart, says Lucifer as he uses his armor to wrap around the Violator. You will rue this day, Basil. And Violator's like, God, rage at the heavens, rage at me, but the truth remains. You are a loser. And Lucifer is like, you had many a chance. Now I will show you no mercy. But before he can finish that word, we see this lightsaber weapon going through Lucifer's neck. And as the armor of Lucifer slowly unwinds from Violator's like, hey, wait a minute, what the heck is happening here? And we see Lucifer's head get decapitated and fall off. Violator's like, look, I am not ungrateful for the assist, but now goes back into Berlin, Germany. But what the heck just happened? As Violator's looking around the room to see what the heck has happened, how is Lucifer dead, we see a voice off panel. He is dead, meaning Lucifer, at least temporarily, but sometimes that is not enough. And Violator's like, you are here, and it's Gloriana. Hello, Basil, or whatever you call yourself these days. And with that, my debt to you is repaid. A callback to the Violator issue number 3, when Violator saved Gloriana's life from the battle, from that attack. So now she's repaying the debt. And Violator's like, look, I do not know what to say. A miracle in and of itself. And Basil, Violator, because that was his first love, if you will, or his first angel mate, I wish things had turned out differently. And Gloriana's like, as do I. But what it has done, know this, the next time our paths cross, it will be the last for one of us, all right? And she goes into the light and disappears and goes back to where she needs to go. And Violator is like, what a mess. And as for you, Lucifer, you have inspired me, you bastard. If the throne of hell is at risk, I think I might just be the one to take it from you. And he crushes his head. And I love how the end of Violator issue number 5 gives Violator the reason to want to take the throne of hell, which narrates and pushes and drives into further Spawn issues and Spawn 350 and prior after that storyline took place. But that is really cool how it ties into that. Now we hope, I hope, that in Violator issue number 6 it ties into the Flibiak brothers and how the Violator started working with Maboja and all that kind of stuff, or at least we get some kind of time, because you got to conclude it with that. You got to. I don't know what other pieces are missing, but that's what we need. But that is the end of The Violator, issue number 5. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also link in description if you wish to purchase this comic book and or any of our other limited print rated comic exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. And also don't forget that this video is sponsored by coffee, so if you'd like to buy your boy a cup of coffee, link in description or donate to the super thanks. But the greatest compliment you guys can do is by liking this video and subscribing to Rated Comics YouTube channel. Thank you again for watching. Until the next upload.